the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. We got AJ, we got Rito, and he's back from the dead.
What? I am here.
Blaze.
What am I doing here?
What
Zombie
are you
Blaze.
doing here?
I don't know.
Were you in a Volo league?
I got
That's why the rest of the city's here.
Actually, I got called up. I heard there was there's going to be some people missing, so I got the call up.
Pinch hitter.
Drove down from Loveland. I'm here.
Yeah. We got people driving up from Castle Pines. We got people driving down from Loveland. Got to make the trip on the hockey highway.
Did you just drive down with Caleb Jones?
Yeah.
Dropped him off at the
I
arena?
dropped him off. I'm going to pick him back up because he's going to get recalled right after this game.
Avs taking on St. Louis tonight.
So
They've
naked
already
without my phone. I was trying to check lines and stuff,
Nope.
and I'm like,
already beaten the Blues once this year pretty handily too. It was 4-1. As we're going in, Blaze, I want to get your thoughts on this Avs team this year. 8-4. How do you feel about them?
I mean, you got to feel good the way that they started, but it's been a lot of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of hockey that you're seeing from the team. You wanted to see some more consistency coming from this team. And I think that's probably the message that's going on inside of the locker room as well.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
To say the least. I think as much as it's been frustrating, the last loss was better.
Yep, they scored some goals.
That is a good thing to do in a hockey game, is score effective stuff. But you also look at tonight, it's another one of the division opponents. I get it. It's early. You're not squeaking out every point, but is there a little bit of extra fire in that for Colorado? Yes? Division opponents matter? Oh, God. Literal fire for the Avs tonight. Yep. Okay. Who is that emoji tonight? Who represents that emoji tonight?
the more than anything, I want it to be Alexandar Georgiev.
Okay.
This is a team that scored 1 on Ivan Prosvetov. Alexandar Georgiev, it needs to be two or less tonight. I don't want to see more than 2 against Georgiev for any reason. I don't care if they play an entire period of 5-on-3.
Just get
Hulk
it done.
out. So, I think it needs to be Georgiev. It's been a while since he's had a really, really good game. The Avs have given up, outside of the one game against the Blues,
A lot of threes
they've
and
given
fours.
up. They've given up at least 3 goals in basically all of their games
Yeah.
since that 6-0 start. So,
Just trying to outscore your problems is a giant issue.
there's a bunch of teams around the league that try and do it on a regular basis. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's really hard
Just
to do.
ask the Oilers.
Ask the Maple Leafs.
Not wrong.
Ask a bunch of teams,
Yeah.
man.
And that's got to be the message,
There's
too,
only
right?
one
in
Canucks.
in the defensive zone, as a unit, right? Because goaltending is like, yes, it's your goaltender, but it's also what's happening in the defensive zone. And right now you're seeing some breakdowns, and they're getting good chances. What you want to have happen, though, is Georgiev has to stop those low-danger chances.
Yep.
And right now it's been like a 50-50
Right.
thing, right? Like,
It's not the scary stuff that's broken them down.
Right.
It's stuff that should not get in
yeah.
that is getting past, and that's hard to keep up with.
Yep.
Offensively, when you're really hit or miss right now as a team.
It's that, and then it's the defense of no more second chances, no more grade A turnovers.
bad turnovers.
Simplify the game a little bit in
Yeah.
the defensive zone for Colorado, which on the defensive side should be fine, but on the forward side, obviously the not so specific news about Arturi Lehkonen, but
Oh, man.
gonna miss weeks is the official timeline on
Weeks
that.
is better than what it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, what we were hearing yesterday was like,
It was not great.
it was
Yeah.
like, oh, Jesus, dude.
The
Like,
way
what
he
is-
the
what
way he
is
went
this?
in and the way
Yeah.
his body went in, I was like, he could be done.
Yeah, like the way that he goes off the ice, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is the dude that's going to have that same surgery that Peyton Manning did, and we
Yeah.
have no idea what's going to happen
How
after
he'll
this.
come back,
Yeah,
yep.
like it still isn't good.
No.
You're missing a key element of your top 6 for weeks now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now it's no longer like, hey, you'd really like to see Val Nichushkin get going. You'd really like to see Tomas Tatar and Jonathan
Yeah,
Durant step
I
up.
think it's
You
Drew,
need
the
it.
guy you
You need it
more
Yeah.
from
now.
now.
You need it.
Yep.
You've had time to adjust to the system now.
Right.
Now show what you have because
excuses
injuries are
over.
happening. Yep.
Yep. It's tough because you've seen an unwillingness to put Druin in those situations a lot from Bednar and the coaching staff this year. But now,
You know what's interesting? His most common line mate is Nathan McKinnon.
sure,
And then it's at like, I don't remember the exact minute allotment, but immediately below that is like 4 guys.
yeah,
It's all over the
it's
place
either
for the
top
guy.
line or who knows where.
Exactly. And that's kind of the problem that they've had with him is finding a consistent place.
Well, it
Yep.
seems like he wants to play him up there, and then it doesn't. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, shit, where do I put him?
Yeah, he's like, now I don't know what to do. And it looked like it was going to be a good home next to Wood and Colton, and then now Logan O'Connor's there, and now you're like,
That line's humming.
under
Don't touch
no
that.
circumstances are you messing with that trio
Yeah.
for me. I don't care what happens in the lineup, I'm not touching those three.
That is a pesky line to play
Yeah.
against.
I mean, and when it's producing too,
Yeah.
hard to ask for a whole lot more than that out of
Yeah.
your third line. You look at that second line, I think specifically, AJ, you mentioned it. Is it Nichushkin's train to drive here? Does it have
Should
to be
be.
him leading that way?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
It
got a
absolutely-
veteran on
it
that,
starts
yeah.
with him.
All right.
So.
You've got a good anchor at center on that line as well. Winning faceoffs.
Yep.
You hope they will produce.
Yeah.
Your lineup going into this game has Druin on the top line and then has Tufte on that second line with Johansson and Rantanen.
You want that. You want that to work.
You want it to.
You want it to because that's a heavy line to play against.
I mean,
It's been exactly that though when
Yeah.
they've been out there together. What do we got here?
you have, yeah, okay, here we go.
Oh, a clown? I wouldn't go that far. I think you have another emoji that might work for that
the
line.
clown is a perfect image of AJ when he shit talks Riley Tufte.
There we go. Yeah.
I mean,
Where is that camera? Oh, it's right there. There we go.
the problem for me there is stylistically, Tufte and Johansson are the same guy. Big dudes who maybe don't play quite as physically as you would like them to.
Yeah.
With Mikko there, I think you can talk yourself into that line a little bit easier
Yeah.
because you know Mikko is capable of being an all-world player.
Yeah.
I'm curious. This really puts my growing theory to the test that I haven't talked about on the pod that I think Mikko might be better than McKinnon now. And I think he's going to get a chance to prove it.
I'm down.
Because if he can carry that line, if he carries a line with Ryan Johansson and Riley Tufte,
Yeah.
If you get it to click.
you have to start having a conversation about, hey, is he at least on the same level as Nathan? Because we've always kind of talked about Mikko's great,
But he's not McKinnon. Yeah.
And now I'm the way that this series, this season has played out, I'm like, I think they might at least be equals.
This feels like a 90s conversation for the Avalanche as well.
Sakic or Forsberg.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have, to say the least. And we all know Cale Makar's up on a level beyond, so it's fine.
Looking at like his stats, you're like, one thing's not like the others.
Right.
So this guy is the fastest ever to do these things. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not like, oh, hey, it's been 20 years since we've seen something like this.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
oh, like Vancouver fans are like, oh my God, Quinn Hughes. And we're like, yeah, Cale Makar did this stuff a year ago, dude.
Just different.
Yeah.
Just different than the rest.
And like, Cale Makar's another funny one because we all feel like, and there's still more there.
Yeah.
And he's what, like fourth in defenseman in the league in scoring? Like we've become so
Yeah.
accustomed to truly exceptional out of Cale Makar.
Cale Makar didn't have a
that-
3-point night. He kind of could have been better.
Like merely very good is still like, there's more there.
I just wonder if he's even 100% after that hit in Buffalo.
He's
I don't think
not,
he is because
dude,
you're
yeah.
not seeing
No.
those moves that he usually makes during games. I mean, he's still doing a wonderful job back there, but you're not just seeing that that magic from the point.
Yep.
Yeah. The elusive and the
Yeah.
shimmy shake,
Yep.
all that
Yep.
stuff, it's none of that's
It's
happening.
none of it, yeah. So I think there's something still kind of nagging there.
Yeah, I think there's something taking away the lateral movement.
Yeah.
The north-south stuff is still there. You're still seeing him skate pucks through really well. The east-west is, and that's where he's always been superhuman.
Oh, yeah.
It's because he could do all of those things.
Untouchable.
Yeah. And
Side to side.
When you see some of that stuff, you see some of his struggles defensively, that's also where you're seeing him. It's not so much a mental thing, it's that physically he has not been as elite getting to some of those places, and all of it points to something's up. Like physically, it just seems likely that he's battling something that is taking
Good
away
enough
from
to
him.
play, but not all the way there.
Like
Good
this
enough
is
to
an
play
80,
well.
Yeah.
This is an 85% Cale Makar,
Yeah.
where you're like, okay.
Who has 4 points in the last 2 games, by the way. As the chat is kind of talking about here, someone mentioned they'd rather see Tatar than Drouin on the top line. I think there's a pretty good chance you might see that tonight. And that's kind of the topic. Play to your strengths. You know you have McKinnon and Rantanen as anchors in your top 6, but play the hot hands around that guy, right? You make your top 6 work however you can.
Do you think there's a little bit of emotional thing there as well? Because McKinnon,
Probably.
they're buddies.
Yeah, Lucky's his guy, so he's got to let the anger out tonight.
Yeah.
If Georgiev doesn't Hulk out, McKinnon might. So
You say like he's his guy. We're talking, Arturi Lehkonen is like the only human that Nathan McKinnon has ever liked.
You said it, not me. But I'm looking at those rotations. Obviously, I think Tatar's pretty high on that list. Who's next in line if you're rotating guys into the top 6 for Colorado? You guys said you didn't want to touch the third line,
I don't.
so that makes it a bit tough.
So that makes it Tatar.
Yeah.
End of list?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess
That's
Do you
where
got-
I
do you have
start.
one?
Yeah.
Do you have-
I don't.
No?
I'm
Okay.
asking out of curiosity.
Yeah.
It's I just don't think it makes a ton of sense to put Cogs or Olofsson up there.
The skill set's just not there for that, right?
Exactly.
Like, you're going to mess up some of those top lines even more with that going on up there.
Yeah, it'd be tough. I don't. Maybe you're like trying to do some weird double shift stuff where you get an extra shift out of Rantanen with McKinnon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gets tough.
I think you could, like a end of the first period, a very situational spot.
Yeah.
You have McKinnon with Johansson and Rantanen for
Sure.
face-off considerations.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting those guys out on the fly.
Right.
Yeah.
But those guys in situational spots where they sneak them all out there together and say, we're going to get one shift here.
Yep.
The end of a penalty kill.
When you got fresh legs, things
Well,
like that.
you've got fresh legs. Their top guys are coming off the ice.
Yep.
You take advantage of that matchup opportunity. Bam, throw those guys out there, and just like situationally work your way through the game of we want these.
This question, final question of the show, not super related to tonight's game, but what's it going to take for the Avs to actually play Caleb Jones?
An injury.
You think
I think they're one injury away now.
Sure, but I'd play him right now over Jack Johnson. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not talking about Jack Johnson ever again, apparently.
Just over it.
Some heat.
The dumbest shit, dude.
For no reason.
What am I? We're in.
reason.
This is the 13th game of the season.
Yep.
I think Jack Johnson has been in one studs and duds this season. As a dud.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I had him as a stud one game. I think he's in there as much as good as bad, and
The people don't like it.
I'm just gonna let it be, man. I'm not gonna talk about it ever again.
You do you.
Apparently, a guy that plays 15 minutes a night is just off limits.
How you guys feeling tonight about this game?
I think it's good. I think the Avs take this one handily.
St. Louis has been kind of on a
No,
heater.
they're bums.
Nah.
Home heater.
They're awful.
bums.
They're really awful. Like offensively, they're so bad, and against a good defensive team like the Avalanche, and with Georgiev in net, as long as the Avs don't lose the special teams battle, this should be pretty straightforward.
That Torrey Krug trade.
Yeah, not great, Bob.
He's been so bad.
He's been awful.
I've been meaning to tweet about it because, like, the driving of play, the offensive side of stuff, the production is terrible, but he's getting the puck going in the right direction, but he's worse than ever defensively.
Yeah.
And on this team, this Blues team, that is a huge problem.
Yeah.
It hopefully will be a tough night for them. Let's see how my bets went. Well, are going to go, maybe. I took the over on saves from Georgiev, not because I think the Blues are going to pepper him, but like AJ said, want a good night out of that guy. Makar power play point is an automatic bet. Anytime it's plus money, you just take it.
We hadn't talked about it. The power play has got to get on track. it has to get on track.
Yeah.
The giving away of entire 2-minute segments is unacceptable for how talented this group is.
Some nights they'll do that and then still get one, but yeah, you watch them just crush their own momentum far too often on the power play. Hopefully McCarr can help them do that. And then I took the Avs to win the first because I'm tired of watching the other team score the first goal of the game. Tired of it.
I think it's 4 of 12.
It's too many.
The Avs have scored first?
It's too many.
Not good, Bob.
A lot harder to win from behind than it is ahead.
You're going to start losing credit for being a great third period team when you need third periods to win your games.
Yep.
Let's try doing what they did against Chicago. Get out. Do your thing. Get a nice little lead.
Make your third period easy for once.
Just worry about like a good, safe third period and not a frantic comeback, please.
Whatever bets you're placing, make sure you do with Bet365, where it's never ordinary. You must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Any final thoughts on this game, fellas? What do we think? What are we expecting? That's a hand clap. I don't know what that means.
I'm excited for the game.
All right. I understand what that means.
I hope this is the start of a win streak.
If they win, you might have to come back to the bar. So let's see what you're hoping for. Might be worried about that. Either way,
if they don't win.
We got a couple super chats here. $2 from Vaguely Sober, who says, Zombie plays.
Let's go.
He's back. He's alive, crawling through the bar.
I don't know when you became a zombie, but it's the funniest bit.
And then $5 from Banks, who says, want to see a quality process tonight, especially defensively. Would love a point or two from Druin to get him going. Took Georgiev shutout at plus 750. Not a bad bet right there. I don't hate it. Banks.
Honestly, for a shutout, though, you'd like more than 750? That's
Especially
still a really
his
good
goals
win.
against right now. You feel like that would be a little bit higher, but love to see it.
Bet365 knows the Blues suck, all right?
That's just so inaccurate because you just did this to your face and hair.
I kept the beard. I kept the beard this time, but the hair's gone.
You're going to have to have two of those.
The bald version and the non-bald version. The two faces of Rudo. Anyway, we got a watch along coming your way.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. If watch along's your thing, join us for that. Same YouTube channel in about 5 minutes here. If not, we'll be back post-game breaking it all down for you. Blaze will have some concerns for the end of the game.
I hope I don't have some concerns.
We appreciate y'all, and we will see you in a little bit.
We all silly like the mayor.